JP here. I'm doing another adventure, but this time I'm gonna do something a little different. Down by by where I live, a girl disappeared by the name of Jolissa Fuentes. So today I'm gonna go see if go search some of the areas where she was last. I guess her cell phone was pinged. So I'm here at the AMPM where she first stopped. So I'm gonna go inside, and then I'm gonna try to retrace some of the road she went on. So, all right. There's AMPM down this road, so she's gonna go down this road. So let's check it out. Yeah, it's pretty lonely over here. The memorial should be right up here. You guys can see that. So there's the memorial there. So she might have just pulled over here because they say she did a U-turn somewhere around here and she went back in. So she might have stopped to do something. Maybe check out the memorial or something, but all right, so now I'm gonna go down the road all the way down to Avocado Lake. That way you guys can see the road I'm guessing might have taken, because she didn't like taking the freeway. So yeah, it's pretty lonely out here. So there's a house nearby, their house behind, so I guess you could yell for help. They might hear you, not sure. But if something, were to come, somebody were to come. All right, so today in the morning, as you see on the video, I went up. I tried to do the same kind of timeline that Jolissa had, I guess that we know of. I know we don't know much. I'm not sure if like the law enforcement is kind of keeping some of the stuff private for reasons unknown. So let's see. I wanted to go over the timeline. So let's see. So she went to this party. She goes to the party. She stays there till about. I guess she goes to the party on Friday night. She stays there till 3:30 the next morning. She leaves the party, goes home, and then about 4 o'clock she leaves her house. She leaves. She goes back out, and then she heads over to AM PM. So she's there about 4:03, I think, 4:02, 4:03. She's there just a few minutes just to buy something, and then at 4:06 we see her leaving on the surveillance camera, and then she heads west on Nebraska, which is what I did you see on the footage there. And they're saying that she likes going to that little spot where the memorial is, so that's where I went. You guys saw that memorial, and then you guys could see how dark it is. I know the iPhone kind of lights up some of the darker areas, so it's darker than what you guys see on there. Kind of when I panned around, inside the car, I parked where she had parked her car. You can also see, that she did have an angle to the other side to if there was any cars parked over there. I'm not sure. They haven't showed us. Police haven't shown any other videos, so we don't know if somebody else was parked there. But so then I headed west on Nebraska. I went to that memorial. Then I did a U-turn because they're saying that I guess one of the houses there showed her car kind of going back into town. So that's what I did. I did the U-turn, went back into town, but I headed straight over to Avocado Lake, taking the street since they're saying that she doesn't like the freeway. So I took all like main roads and stuff. So I think I took the road that anybody else would take. So that nobody's sure about that. And the road I took, usually I think I didn't see any really like stores that had any kind of surveillance cameras that would kind of show her. I mean, I did pass by some houses, some neighborhoods. I guess you could see it on the footage. I did speed up the footage, so it's kind of quick. You might have to slow it down if you want to kind of analyze it. And then so I headed up to Avocado Lake, which took me about 40 minutes around there. And so with her, they're saying that she leaves the AM PM at 4:06, but then she tries to call her sister. That's one of the missed calls. So 524, 525. So she does 2 missed calls. Now, I know there's different theories, and I think we should explore all theories on what happened. I wish the cops would kind of give us more info, but I know sometimes they can't. But it almost seems like it'd be kind of hard for somebody to actually wait for her. I mean, I guess unless they're following her. And I guess it could, I'm thinking, okay, well, if she pulled over to that memorial, maybe somebody drove by, and saw her there and maybe kind of pulled over. But then you got to think, well, if they took her car, then some car would be left behind, and then I don't know. I think it'd be too much trouble. And then also you have the fact that she liked going to Avocado Lake and Pine Flat. So I don't know if somebody that's trying to attack you would take you to one of your favorite spots. Unless it's somebody that maybe that she trusted or something, maybe. But I don't know. I'm not sure if the cops are ruling that out or investigating that aspect. So I'm thinking maybe it's just it could be just she was up all day, and up all night. She hadn't slept, and maybe somewhere up on that road, because it's pretty dark. And, she could have gone over one of the sides or something, or maybe she got out somewhere out there, and who knows? Nobody knows. We're just trying to everybody's trying to find information. I know there's people searching Sanger, areas of Sanger, the farms out there. So We're not sure what happened, but I'm kind of thinking it kind of matches up with her when she gets to Avocado Lake. She gets there. It takes about, I guess it could take from 35 to 45 minutes, and at that time it's still closed. And if she's calling, I could see her calling her sister at when it says 524, 525, because as you see the footage, like at the end of the footage, you'll see like you go through the little guard shack, but then there's a metal gate that doesn't let you go by. And I think they opened that at 6, so she might have thought, well, why don't I just head up to Pine Flat, since that's her spots. But since I know they had said that she always likes calling her family and letting them know where she goes, she might have been calling her sister, to let her know. Because I know sometimes when you do that FaceTime, it kind of rings, so maybe she didn't want to wake up anybody else. Who knows? Nobody knows really. Hopefully one day we'll get answers soon. So she might have called them, because when I went up there, I lost reception right after Avocado Lake. It started getting spotty, and then pretty soon I completely lost reception. I couldn't text, I couldn't call. I was thinking, like, if I had an emergency, I don't know what I would do, or if I ended up, my car went over the side or something, and I was stuck in the car. I don't know, the reception wouldn't work, and at that hour, it was dark. I drove up there. I drove up to Pine Flat, like. The sun hadn't come out yet, so it was pretty bad. So if nobody sees you, go over the side, I don't know how you would get help. It'd be kind of difficult. So who knows? But so I went all the way up to Trimmer, which is one of the little, I guess, little town alongside the Pine Flat Lake. And I kind of wanted to explore that little area. I took my drone. I kind of flew over some areas where maybe a car could have gone over, or something could have happened. So you guys will see that on the footage, and you guys can take a look. Analyze it, see if you guys see anything. Let me know in the comments, or go out there. The more people that go out, the better. I always think, if one of my daughters went missing, I would want people to go out, looking for her. As many people as possible. So the more the better. Take some time off, out of one of your days, one of your days off. Maybe head on up somewhere, all along her path. I know I went up to Trimmer because I know that show, the YouTube guys that go out scuba diving. I think it's Adventures with a Purpose. They went out and looked inside Avocado Lake, and then they also looked in Pine Flat. They go around searching for missing people, and they found quite a bit of people. So it's you guys should check it out, if you haven't seen that. So they actually went out and tried to look for her in some of those lakes, try to look for a car or anything, and I know they didn't find anything. So I think we should just keep looking, and not give up hope. There's always hope. So. And let me see. So it took me from Avocado Lake to Trimmer. It took me about 34 minutes through the windy roads, and those were really windy too. So, and then once I got up there, it was still dark. So I ended up having to wait a little bit till the sun came out. Now, I also thought another thing too. The bathroom. So. What if she needed to go to the bathroom? She's trying to find a place to go. Where would you go out there? You probably have to pull over or something. But I mean, it's pitch black, so I don't know. You could fall over if you're trying to find a spot or something. So I don't know. Anything's possible. But the fact is, we should all just keep looking. Let's see. I know the cops said they did that 700-mile search. Through the roads and through the hills. So, it's, I know it's tough, because I know they use the helicopter, and, the helicopter can only see so much. I try to get as low as possible with my drone, but still, I mean, it's good to just, go along that road, and pull over when the little safe areas, and just look over the side. It's always good to check, make sure there's no and not saying that, it's sleep, that she probably had, she fell asleep and, went over. It could be foul play. Somebody could have pushed it over, or something happened. All right, looks like the video got cut off a little bit there. So anyway, so I was saying, yeah, something had to happen. It's not. We know it's not normal for her to go without communicating with anybody. She didn't really have. They said she didn't really have a boyfriend or something at the time, so I don't think she ran off with someone. Well, we don't know. But yeah, I right now, with the little information that we have from law enforcement, I feel like she might have just gone up there, because her phone got pinged at Avocado, then it got pinged at Pine Flat. Now, not I'm not ruling out the fact that maybe somebody could have been in the car making her drive, or something. She could have, something could have happened to her, and then the guy, or the person, suspect or whatever, could have been driving her around, driving up to try to find, get rid of the car and stuff, so, or evidence. So yeah, I mean, we don't know. So, I just encourage everybody to go out there and look, wherever you think she might be. Hopefully we get more information from law enforcement, and hopefully they kind of do more, I guess, asking around, some of the people that knew her or that were with her. I know she was at a party, a friend's party, her friend's family. And I know there was an argument too, but that's I don't think that had nothing to do with it. They're saying that wasn't anything big, or so I don't know. I know some people. I know when I was younger, I used to drive around too. But I lived in Southern California, so I used to go drive around, and late at night and stuff. I don't think I'd ever stay up till like 4 or 5 though, but I'd go out, drive towards the beach, cruise down the beach, and then drive back home and stuff. So, I don't know. She might have just enjoyed doing that. She could have been headed up to Pine Flat to see the sunrise. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people like seeing the sunrise come up. The thing is, where I ended up going to look, there was still a big mountain that would cover it, so you'd have to drive even farther up north. But and now the fact that there was any more pings on her phone, it could mean that there was no reception. There's, like I said, there was no reception up there. You can't make calls. You can't send texts. So she could have driven farther up. We just don't know, because the reception's horrible, and there's no way of sending a signal. I'm sure. So anyway, we should keep looking, and then just keep looking at the see the end of the video there. You can see some of the drone footage, and just check it out, see what you think. So all right, I'll be like I said, I'll be probably going out there maybe tomorrow. If not, then probably next week or something. So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep looking. So hopefully you guys do too. All right. So here you kind of see the route I took over to Avocado Lake. Some of the streets I took, you see some of the little small towns. But if you kind of look, if you're not familiar with the area, you kind of see some of the fields. You can see a lot of farm fields on there. So a lot of these roads are kind of rural, so you won't see too much. But here, so I'm going to the last part here. I'm almost there to Avocado Lake. So you'll see the little guard shack I was talking about, and you'll see the gate at the very end. You'll see how it's closed off, so there's no way you could get in there before 6, unless you park your car and then you jump over the fence. But we know that's not the case because they said they've searched that whole area, so there's no sign of her car in that little area, and they also checked the lake. So yeah, so here it is coming up. But if you notice, like this is through my dash cam, so but it kind of gives you an idea of how dark the outsides are, like so it'd be kind of tough to find somewhere to like even park or find like a restroom or something. I mean, it's still too early for any of the parks for the lake to open up. So here I am turning left into the guard shack. So you see the guard shack there. Now it is open. The little crossbar, it's open, but when I go farther down, yeah, that's the entrance to Avocado Lake. Now down a little ways, there is an entrance to the campground, so I'm not sure if that one's open all the time, but I'm pretty sure she's probably coming here. But as you drive up, you realize like it's closed off. So we have this metal gate, so you can't really pass it unless you kind of walk around it, but you'd have to leave your car there. So as I do a U-turn, there's a little spot right here where you kind of little turnout. See here on the right, there's a little turnout. So I mean, who knows? Maybe this is where she called her sister, or who knows? Maybe if she was with somebody, maybe she was trying to get help at this point. I'm not sure. We don't know that. So, but to me, it almost seems like she's probably calling her family to maybe let them know, that she's going to go up a little ways more. So I could just imagine what her parents are going through. As I'm driving through this road, it's just it just kind of hits your heart for this family that their daughter's missing. They don't know where she is. Did somebody do something to her, or did she have an accident? We don't know. We kind of just hope for the best, and hopefully soon, we could find out what happened, or if she's with somebody, if somebody took her, maybe the cops could figure out who has her, or maybe somebody will talk. That always happens too, with investigations. So, I was driving through this road, and it's just really dark. Like even if I guess if you do something to somebody and you want to, I guess, get rid of them or do something, I mean, it's hard to find somewhere, a spot or something, but You never know. I mean, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it's, she's still, alive, and the cops could just find her and she could go back home. That's the best case scenario there. But it's just you just don't know nowadays. With all the crazy people out there, and people are just taking advantage of just vulnerable people. So hopefully we could find some closure here. But I drove down this road, and I pulled over. I would pull over every so often to see if I could see anything, see any kind of like reflection from the light, like if her car's somewhere inside the bushes there and the trees, maybe it would reflect something back. So I was looking for that, but it wasn't too it wasn't really too there wasn't enough light. I also forgot my big flashlight too. So and then you guys will see the drone footage and at the end there, but it's not a lot of drone footage because my battery somehow drained all three of them. So every time I would fly it, just a few minutes later, it would just come back because it's made to come back when the battery's low. So it would just come back to me. So I went through all three batteries, and I tried to get as much footage as I could. So, and then I took a few pictures around that bridge area where I was, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna stop looking. So I think everybody should look. Everybody should look, maybe even farther up north, or around Sanger area, and the cops should continue doing the search, see if anybody has her. So hopefully, the more people, the better. So hopefully she'll be returned safely and she's still alive. So we just pray for always a good ending. So.